Y'all know I was on here talking for about 5 minutes, and I have to look down and realize you ain't even cut the live on. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, it's going through now. I'm gonna be serious this time, y'all, cause y'all know I want to say this to a lot of y'all, and I'm not playing. I'm not playing. If y'all are not serious about helping out people, or you know, if y'all robbing and stealing and taking from our most vulnerable people, and I'm talking about like our homeless people, our poor people, because sometimes I have to help y'all to understand specifically the group of people that I'm talking about. And if you understand the story of Jesus Christ when he came, hallelujah. Let me stop. I'm getting ready to do it again. A lot of y'all don't really know what Jesus' mission was all about, right? And we're gonna go deep with this one. We're gonna go deep. A lot of y'all don't really know the mission and the purpose. And I don't just want to say of Dr. King, right? Because it was a lot of y'all, but it's a lot of y'all, so I give homage. It's not to disrespect nobody, right? So the people who started the civil rights movement, do y'all realize they started that because the black man, right, have just as much right as the white man? And it's not to take nothing from our Caucasians, but because you're lighter than us and we're much darker than you, you ain't no better than us. Okay, now we got to demonstrate. Steve, stop. Because I like to act like a fool sometimes. Stop, Steve. Okay, now, in all seriousness, I gotta go back to Communities United. Or maybe I need to share this one, the Center for Popular Democracy. This is an organization that was designed by the Democratic Party back, I think, during the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, because I read up on it a little bit. And see, I'm the type of person, I'll read up on something just to give me enough ammunition to be able to fight, but I need to fight. So I'll read up on it. I'm not a researcher. I'm not a detailer. No. Some of y'all real good with that. Like Giovanni. I love Giovanni because Giovanni will do the research on stuff. That's too much work for me. That's too much work. So basically what I'll do, I'll get enough from it to give me a better idea how to deal with certain issues in life. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say it again. The Center for Popular Democracy. This was an organization designed by the Democratic Party. I think it was a senator that started this. But now keep in mind, and I'm saying to you Republican people, it's like I'm pointing this the wrong way. But if you read up on it, if you read up on it, the Democratic Party supposed to represent black, brown, immigrants, and the LGBT. Well, you know what I mean. I jacked that up right there. I jacked it up. But listen to what I'm saying. They have just as much rights as any other human being. Y'all are the ones that's fighting against them, which not allowing them to be their own selves, if you understand what I'm saying. So when you speak against them, Because of your rights, you're knocking their rights. So now, mind you, when you do that and I see that, I'm coming for you. And it wasn't personal, Chris Anderson. It wasn't personal. You cannot sit up here and call yourself being a man of God, but then knock his people. So I'm coming for you too, bro. You can't do it. So now, because I speak out and I yell out, I'm only talking to the people that's call yourself fighting for what is right. I got all this stuff jumping on my thing, right? I know y'all can see me, but it's blocking me. So keep in mind, how can I say I'm like a civil rights fighter. You understand? That's why y'all can't see, y'all don't understand me. But this is what I try to get y'all to understand. My journey is spiritual. Martin Luther King journey was spiritual. Jesus Christ's journey was spiritual. So what God showed me, and I told y'all that, he showed me that you are walking in the footsteps of two great men. And I always do Martin Luther King first because I don't want it to seem like it's based basically off a religion. It's spiritual. So I'll do Martin Luther King first and then I'll say Jesus Christ. Because my connection with Jesus is not based off of religion. It's not based around, I want to say, false doctrine or something along that line. And wait a minute, there's another word to it. My journey is spiritual. So if you understand the purpose of Martin Luther King, even though he was a Baptist preacher, his journey was spiritual. If you understand Jesus Christ, right, his journey was spiritual. Jesus gave the disciples the commandment. Ooh, y'all forgot that? I don't hear about that a lot. Stop, Steve, because you're getting goofy. You're getting goofy, Mr. Copeland. Stop. That I'm just saying that because you know I'll go, y'all. I'll go playing, right? Uh, really, I cannot understand. To be honest with y'all, I cannot understand why I am considered or as, and I know I'm not. I just like saying it because Lady J told me when I first met her, because this was based around the Myers, right? She said you is considered as the most hated man in Baltimore City. And when she told me that, I thought about Maxwell Smart, right? And loving it. Because I'm not doing this to please none of y'all. Okay? You call me what you want. You can hate me. Y'all show me that. Because you don't support me. Even my church members. I got all these politics on my thing. Family. NA friends. Um, I got 5,000 Facebook friends. I don't know how many I got now. Because normally what I do when I get to 5,000, I'll start deleting it back down. And I'm back at 5,000. The reason why I came on this right here, Restream, because I know you watching me on Facebook. I know you watching me on A New Baltimore. I know you watching me on Twitter. I know you watching me on Yahoo. Nope, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm sitting right here on the bed. And look where I go at. I had some people, well, a person came on my live. I don't know if that writing was in Arabic or something like that. But I can guarantee you they was not in Baltimore City. Well, I'm thinking, I'm just saying, because the way it was written, I think it was in Arabic, right? So don't tell me I'm not being seen all over. I already know that. I already know because my stuff is public. I know Baltimore City. I know the politicians is really not trying to help me to do what I need to do for Baltimore City. That's why I said I'm gonna stop talking about them because that's their job, not to help build up in Baltimore City. Y'all just don't understand the way that which say like I'm looking at the police department, right, and I'm looking at the consent decree. I keep saying dissent, but it's consent decree. The police hands are really tied and wanting to do the necessary thing and helping the people. I already know that. I know all this. I know all of this. Anytime, say like I'm talking to about 30 pos, 5 O's, 30 people, and you keep repeating the same thing, you can't put them out. You gotta go downtown, do an eviction, landlord tenant. I'm the tenant, but you're allowing my clients to tell you they are the tenant, but you never asked them to show you a lease. I'm the tenant. The house is leased to me, but you won't listen. And when y'all come out, it's like, okay, come on with it, come on with it. Well, you can't just throw them out. Y'all told me that. You got to go downtown and do an eviction. Y'all told me that. I don't have to, but y'all told me that to get them out. This is my business. Understand the difference, right? But you gotta go down there and cause this how dumb y'all be sounding to me. I'm talking about like 30 of y'all. Y'all be repeating the same stuff. So I'm like, am I getting through to them? Do they hear what I say? Now mind you, I went and I told y'all, I showed y'all from the housing authority. Anybody that's running like a recovery program and stuff like that is slightly different towards evicting people or telling people they gotta go. It's slightly different. When you in a program, I don't have to write nothing down in a sense, right? And I'm just showing you this. I'm gonna tell you this. If you get smart with me or you disrespecting me in my program, I'm gonna try to make it simple. You got to go. You got to go. Why should I keep you and you have no respect for me? I'm trying to give you suggestions and turning your life around so you're not taking them or you fighting. So why should I keep you? You holding up bids for somebody else. I don't have to do the things with like people do that get government money. I don't get government money. I can put up with that mess probably then. But the thing is, if you asking for help, do not try to tell help how to help you. Because if you knew what to do, you wouldn't be asking for help. And I'm saying this to like most of our intellectual PhDs, MBAs, or AAB, whatever y'all want to call it. So let me get back to this, because I got to move on. I don't want to be here 3, 4, 5 hours like I normally do. I went downtown because it's not a landlord tenant, it's a program. And I told y'all this before. I was doing it for one of the clients. They hadn't paid me. They've been in my program since July. It's not about the money. Okay? Let's make that clear. It's not about the money. He haven't paid since he been there, basically. So they went to hand me the paper to sign, to do for like past rent due, right? But now y'all know that's 60 to 75 days. That's 60 to 75 days. I don't get government money. So I have to fix it where, say, like, it's almost near the end of the month. So I need you to leave so that I can clean everything up and prepare it for that first day of the month. I don't get government money. I can't let you hang around till the last minute. So when she told me that, when you fill this out, I said, no, I'm not suing for the money. So she did a 30-day thing, because when you have a verbal agreement, that's a month to month to month to month. It's a verbal agreement. Now, mind you, my thing is, now, if I'm giving you 30 days to find somewhere else to go, if I sign a contract, right, which why would you? If you giving somebody, like, it's a month to month, because you're not, obligated, or you can't sign nothing in this month. You telling me, Mr. Steve, I found a place to go, so I'm gonna move out at the end of the month. Okay. Officer, officer, that's a verbal agreement. Why would you do a month to month contract with somebody? You don't have to do a contract. It's just an agreement. So you're not held bound by anything like you would if you do a 12-month agreement. Y'all need to be educated, right? And a lot of y'all that try to carry it like that, when I'm trying to show you something, I'm not gonna run off at my mouth on something that I don't know. Okay? Because of my business, I have to better understand how to do stuff. The goal is not to keep you tied to something that you don't have to. This is not a 12-month lease or something like that on a house or rental agreement. So why would I go and hold you held bound for on a contract that we never signed or contract for? Is it confusing? Because it's not for me, I already know. But it's confusing for you when you don't know. So my situation is different. So I'm just saying this too. Anytime a police go to like a recovery program or independent program like me, because this is business, do not go in there. Do not go in there talking landlord tenant stuff. Don't do it, because it's temporary housing to help you towards permanent housing. And to get into temporary, on top of that, some of us do, we offer you, because you fell on hard times. So it could be your job, you dealing with depression. So you might need to talk to somebody for your depression. Or in my program, if you shooting dope and you shooting cane, stuff like that, you cannot come in my program. I'll send you to somebody else's program. That's what I do. Because it's not to just push you away, right? So landlord tenant. My program do not. And that's why y'all need to understand, even though I might charge you, say, $500 for your room. Now you got a private room. Tell me which hotel, right, will charge you $500 a month. So I can say with that, say the rent 5, but I can use the word lodging. You got to understand it's not a permanent thing. I can use the word contribution. I can use the word donation. When I give out receipts, it's that rental box right there. And then it says other. So I don't check the rental box because I'm going into other. So I'll put donation because you only contributing towards your stay. That's all. Y'all ran all over the world trying to tell me what I can and I cannot do, and I'm just looking at y'all like you some dumb. And I'm trying to be patient, right? Because y'all all over here. And what I understood, y'all don't listen. You kept running off at your mouth. You wasn't listening because you texting back before I could finish my sentences. So I knew you wasn't listening. Do y'all think, for me, I'm going to do some corrupt bull junk like most of the people do and end up being in jail? I don't want to be in jail. I don't like going somewhere where I don't have the freedom to come and go as I please. So do you think I'm going to do something stupid that will hint me towards prison? I keep telling y'all that. I do not like, I never, ever, 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 because of the corrupt lifestyle I used to live, spent time in prison. And when I tell people that, it amazes them. And that's why I try to help our police understand. It's a different crowd now, because when we did stuff, when the police came around, we stopped and put our stuff away or left it there, so because we gave them the utmost respect. That's not how it is now. And I tell a lot of our young people, that's disrespectful, that you disrespecting the badge and the uniform, because you selling right in front of them. It then got to the point, y'all, look at it, right there on Pennsylvania Avenue. Open market for illegal drugs. And the police sitting right across the street watching them sell each other death, committing suicide slowly on a daily basis. It's illegal drugs. And they can't do nothing about it. When did that happen? Where'd that come from? Where it come from? Because the police can't go over there. Young man, you breaking the law. But they got it fixed in the law where you can't touch them. Because they doing a great job and killing each other off. It's designed. But y'all want to keep blaming the police. They want to do their jobs. They know they breaking the law. But guess what? The law fixed it where they can't touch it. I'm a recovering addict. So guess what? They can't even get the help to come out of that. And y'all are so blind to it, you okay with it, because it's a way of life. Now, let them kill each other off. So it's not just me now. When I talk, I'm talking about like a whole team of us that sees what's happening. So they rallied our people like cattle into this one spot. And it's like, okay, we make sure they stay here so that when they sell their illegal drugs or when they sell the drugs that lace with fentanyl and opioid, it's a pandemic, right? So the way pandemics are now, it is not to slow nothing down. Where at one point, you fought against like the drugs, illegal drugs and stuff like that. Look at Pennsylvania Avenue. They rallied our people together right there, and there's cameras right there too. They rallied our people together. As long as they stayed there in between Pennsylvania, well, North and Cumberland on Pennsylvania. You want me to go further down for you? Near the market, down, further down near Upton's Market. You see how they rallied on that corner? Right there in front of the market. Open drug trade. They're killing each other off illegally. They selling illegal drugs to kill each other off. You got a nonprofit over there that's supposed to be for the community. Then you got a nonprofit on the other side, and they making big bacon, right? They're allowing them to kill each other off. And I'm trying to think of the two nonprofits that's right there. One of them is in the bank where the old bank used to be. Why y'all ain't outside working with the people? That's y'all community stuff. They getting paid to act like they helping. God knows I said, oh, I ain't mean it. I cannot think of that um, place on the other side. You got two community organization. Outside the community organization, your goal is to build back up in that community. Why they not outside? And when they do have community events, they don't have it right outside. They go up a block to that little park. But the problem is down the street. They go up the park to make it look good. But you should be right there where you got your still suffering drug addicts. Then you got, what is it, Lafayette Market, Upton's, right there. They all right around there killing each other off. And the police just sit there and look. So if I was to go buy a bag of dope, which is on a personal note for me to kill me off, you might just stop me. But you won't stop the person that sold me the illegal drug. Guess why? Because he doing his job, selling me death. And you might not want me to do the death. Pennsylvania and Lawrence Street, right? That's near where Upton's and stuff at, right? Down the streets is some new homes. Up the street is Drug City. Do you think I would buy a house right there? God forbid if I got a family. I mean, my kids are older now, but I'm just saying. Do you think I would buy a house right there where all the drugs activity is going on, knowing I have young siblings? So I'm putting them in harm's way. So do you really think I would want to do that for somebody that lived like that before and sold drugs? So, and my kids, we always protected, understand. They never knew what was going on. But now the kids down there cannot go outside and really play and enjoy themselves, right? Because of the drug activity. And if a shooting start, forbid your kids outside playing, there's nothing you could do. Come on. But you got people so hyped to buy stuff, be quick. But you got to clean up the community. So this where I come in at. The police not doing it. And I think I'm lying to myself, right? Because I said I was going to stop talking about our politicians and the police. So our politicians is not making sure that this stuff is like calmed down or moved away. They don't want to pay me, which is strengthening the community, a new Be More city. They don't want to pay me because I used to live like that. So now I can show you how we can bring them out of that. Because I came out. So it's like, no, 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 we can't hire him. We can't even hire his company because he's actually going to do it. So we need certain people. Now, we down 500 police. Look at all of these non-profit organizations that get money. We down 500 police. Anybody in your community that has a non-profit, do y'all realize they are sending this to the federal and the state saying that they're going to build back up in that specific community? Why do we still have over 300 homicides? So you might be 500, like police is down. We know the police can't be all over the place at one time. We already know that. But now you got a bunch of nonprofits in the community that actually supposed to be policing the community. Y'all ain't know that? So even though we 500 short, what about the nonprofits that's getting money to fill in the gap for the polices? But we still have over 300 homicides. And I'm not even going to touch on the churches now because most churches do have um, community outreach in there, right? Where they go back into the community and they build up in the community. That's what the church's supposed to do. Why do we still have over 300 homicides? I'm just showing y'all everything's supposed to work hand in hand in hand, in hands. We got the city watch cameras. Why do we still have over 300 homicides? We got, I said, city watch cameras. We have, if you have the red light cameras, right? Basically, you go through the red light, they do your tag. So it's live. We have tag readers. Look at all this money Baltimore City making. And that's a private company with the City Watch. Because I delivered to that company and saw the polls and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. Right? The guy told me, he said, man, because it's about revenue. It's not really doing its job. Now I'm sharing to y'all from the level of a person that fights for your equal rights, civil rights, constitutional rights. I'm sharing with you from a level of where Martin Luther King and them was at with the civil rights movement. So now guess what? I cannot take sides. I can't take sides with the Democrat or the Republican. So I have to stay neutral because of what I do with Communities United. So now I'm in that war zone right now, the fight, because I'm using your equal rights, your civil rights, your constitutional rights when I'm addressing the police. When you tell me what you can't do, I'm like, yes, you can. I can. We can't do it. Yes, you can. And I knew for a fact that somebody was going to come along, and the only thing they had to say, Mr. Copeland don't want you in his program no more. I was looking for that person. That's all. And check it out. I'd rather for you to let somebody know that they, so it won't escalate. You get me? It won't escalate. And I'm going to tell you this right now, and I want any police to tell me that if they would not. If I had grabbed Dre to throw him out, I'm telling you now, they would have locked me up. Already know it. But they would have killed Dre because they seen his behavior. And even Dre knew it. Dre said it himself. I wasn't going to go down without a fight. I know. I'm telling them that. I'm telling y'all ain't want to hear it. Well, we can't do nothing until a crime been committed. You got to see it yourself. And I guarantee you, once y'all got me out the way, y'all would have lit Dre up. I know it. And I'm looking in y'all eyes. It's like, Mr. Steve, I really don't want to do it. But this man don't want to leave. And you know the way they teaching us now, Mr. Steve, is to shoot, not wound now, not wound like an arm, a leg, or just something to bring you down. Dispose of you. And it sounds crazy, don't it? But it's true. It's true. I already know that. I already know. And if you tell me that's not true, this is what I'm gonna do. Tyree Moorhead. Well, no, Tyree Moorhead. Explain that one to me. 16 times. Well, see, if I came, See, this is how you get them to shut the freak up when you throw something like that at them, and then they turn around and go the other route. Well, you gotta go downtown and do the eviction. You done said that to me 1,000 times. And you mean to tell me that the sheriff office wouldn't help you too? They told me my case is a little bit different. Then, because it's going through the legal system. Y'all was missing it. Because anytime you evict somebody, you have to go through the court. Because mine's is like business. They are clients. I'm the tenant, so I can't evict myself. And I'm just trying to show y'all this too. If somebody in your house, I don't care if they got mail in, do you know y'all can still put them out? That's all you gotta do is ask them to leave. Now this where the problem comes. Well, I'm gonna call the police because I don't want to fight to break out. Because you see where it's going. So I'm gonna call the police, right? so that because I don't want the fight to break out. That's my brother right there. My brother get drunk all the time. He do dope and cane, and that's all we do is argue. I need him out my house. He get mail there. Yeah. Well, you can't just kick him out. Huh? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. That's your house. So the police going to cause you to lose all rights towards your house. So you can't have control over your house. That's all they got to do is do this, right? Mainly if you feel like it's going to go the other way, like the fighting and stuff. I might have to kill this person to get him out. Why you got to go through all that? Because if you kill him, you're going to jail. When all that the police had to do was say, sir, pack you up enough stuff or, they no longer want you here. Plain and simple. But then they'll tell you, oh, we can't put him out. Yes, you can. So don't y'all fall for that mail junk too, because the police tried to throw that at me. I'm like, don't do it. Because I'm telling y'all, everything they saying right is true according to their law. But it's stuff you can look up to tell you how you can do this type of stuff. And it's real simple. You gotta go. That's your house. You pay the bills. Even if they give you something towards their stay. If they disrespecting you and your house, they gotta go. You can give them a verbal warning, right? Like, let me say, not warning, right? But if I see we not getting along, right? We always arguing, we always fussing, we always fighting, and I'm trying to help you, right? I'm not going to be miserable in my house. So my thing is, I see we not getting along. I don't want to really tell you you got to go. I don't. I don't. I just want us to be able to get along, right? But it's getting to the point you got to go. And be honest with you, you should go. You should go. Why stay somewhere and make people's lives miserable? It might have started out real good, but now it's like chaotic and stuff. We arguing, not speaking to each other. You downstairs, I'm upstairs. When you upstairs, I'm gonna go down and fix me something to eat. You in the shower, I want to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna be miserable in my house. So don't tell me what I cannot do. I done tolerated enough, right? Where I don't want to tell you to go. I really don't, because I know you don't have nowhere to go. But if you think I'm gonna be in my house, this is my domain, and not be at peace in my house, something gotta go. Now, mind you, I learned all of this throughout the years of dealing with like family, friends, and later down the line we start arguing. It's not like I want you to go. I want us to be able to work through stuff, be happy, joyous, and free. But when I see it's just spiraling out of control, somebody gotta give. Now, the rent, the lease, and all that is in my name. You think I'm gonna leave? Somebody gotta go. And then the police will tell you, they no. It's like you stuck with them. And I'm like, no, I'm not. We at each other's throat. So if I kill him, now y'all gonna charge me with that crime. When I'm only asking you to help me. Because it's like whatever I say, because they know my heart, they playing. Then when y'all come in, y'all is not helping that person. When y'all say things like, well, you gotta go get him evicted. No. How you're not on the lease. Keep that in mind. You're not on the lease. So what am I gonna take downtown to get you evicted with? Y'all see how Tammy jumps up on my bed? She yells at me when I'm talking to y'all. I want Tammy out the house. And I tell y'all, me and Tammy be arguing because she do the meow meow and I'm like talking. And I'm sick and tired of Tammy. I want her out the house. But I feel like if I go grab Tammy to put her out, she might scratch and bite me and stuff. So I ain't trying to hurt myself. I'm a diabetic. I can't have no wounds open and stuff like that. Can y'all help me with Tammy? How long Tammy been here, sir? She was here before I got here. I feed Tammy. I take care of Tammy. I took her to get her shots and stuff. Now I'm tired of Tammy. Well, sir, even though you do those good things for Tammy, we can't put her out. Officer, help me. Nope, you can't put her out. Because she been here before you. Let me stop, because y'all know I be going into a joking spree, right? Just so y'all won't take me so serious. I got to throw something in there. Tammy, my baby. Where she at? Tammy will get on this bed. I got my little, stuff right there. She will walk all the way around in front of the TV and show her little butt like, yeah, Steve, what's up? I'm on TV, Steve. I'll be like, Tammy, if you don't get your butt down. And you know the sad part, no matter how I might be joking and stuff, trying to, throw some funny stuff in there, y'all still take me serious. Don't realize that he's not really maybe as evil as nasty as I say he is. You say I am. I told you I ain't like that. I like doing stuff like that. Ooh, look at that face. I'm not coming back on this life no more. I'm not going to pay no more attention to him. Ooh, that hurt. I didn't know. I didn't know you disliked me. You do? How much? You let me live in your head rent free. That's all you do is think about me all day? I don't know you thinking about me. I don't know you dislike me or you hate me. And that goes for my church members, my NA friends. Well, those NA people, because that's how I feel with y'all sometimes. The politicians, the people that feel like don't support them. You're not supporting me. You supporting a cause, not me. Okay? I was called for this. Should I stop because you feel like the way I do things is unprofessional? Do y'all realize for our broken people, I hug them? Do you understand why I hug them? Because I want them to feel the love inside of me. I'm a hugger. And if you hurt me, I'm going to hug you. And I'm going to squeeze you. Let you know I love you. I want you to feel it. Y'all don't do that. I know y'all don't. Y'all don't do it. No, y'all don't. I ain't even paying no attention to what this lady said the other day when I was in the meeting. She said she don't like hugging people. I think she said because like evil spirits, on people. And I'm listening to her, and I'm kind of like, she was talking about relapse. Relapse. See, that's not how I talk. I'll touch a little bit on where I used to be, and then I got to go into the process of recovery. The whole time I was in there, the brother was saying, he was talking about, relapse with the fentanyl and all this type of stuff. And everybody going, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, because they can relate to the user. I will not spend no 5 or 10 minutes in a meeting talking about my using. I shot dope. I shot cane. I'm not going to tell you, boy, I used to, go get the thing and cook it all up, you know what I mean? And I just thought about this while I'm sitting here, right? You know, we used to cook it in this and cook it in that, you know, I'm like, ew. Yeah, we used to cook it up in here. You know how the bottom. Now, I wasn't no cooker. That's why I'm playing. But, you know, we used to cook it up in here and burn the bottom, the back, and this dude, I hope he ain't listening, but I don't care. He spent about 15 minutes talking on the user. I'm like to myself, shut up, shut up, shut up, because I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. And I told them it was their fault when I had a chance to share, right? Y'all taught me how to stand up and be strong and do what I do, what I do. I picked up my 30-year keychain, multiple year keychains. They had already gave the keychains out. I said, I hope y'all don't mind, because I'm grabbing my 30-year. Yeah! I started talking, the meeting was starting to get loud. Cut it out. Because we here, cut it out. You do not want to do that with me because number one, I understand everybody don't want to hear you. I understand that. You know why? Because they're not spiritually connected. And everybody is not about the recovery process. I know all of that. But if I feel like once I'm up here, and a lot of times it's not for me to share towards the people that's been here for a while. Don't get it wrong. No, that's not it. It's for that newcomer to understand. No matter what I'm going through, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter whether I'm crying or I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I ain't pick up no goddamn dope or cane. Out of all that you going through, that would make me use. It would have made me use too, but I don't want to use. So when I come in, I gotta share in a different way. Why do I look like? What do I look like coming in? Boy, back in 1993. You know, I sent my cousin across the bridge to get some dope and cocaine, and she only came back with the dope. And I shot the dope, and I went to an NA meeting. It was on a Monday night. It's 7 o'clock on Pennsylvania Avenue. Right now, it's a boxing center. I went there and I was hurt. Now, they told me if you ever forget the last time you used, you will repeat. I don't never want to use. January the 25th, I went up to Pennsylvania Avenue. I went into the multipurpose center. They had meetings in there. I'm hurting like hell. My brother gone, my mother gone. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I just shot some dope. And I told myself if I ever like dope more than I like coke, I'm gonna stop using. That's just what I said. But I didn't realize I stopped using. And I'm in the meeting, I'm crying. Marlo, James, all of them came up and hugged me. They hugged me and they said, we're gonna love you until you learn to love yourself. I said, well, dang, if they gonna love me, and I ain't even loving me, I need to learn to get to love me, right? So that started my process, y'all. So when I came back, they told me come back and come back clean. Then this is January 25th, 1993. We just passed January, right? 25th, 1993. I came back January 26th. And I haven't used a day at a time since then. So tell me, God ain't good. Tell me, God ain't good. What do I look like when God delivered me from the drugs and the alcohol, from that lifestyle, from that addictive lifestyle? Sex was a major issue for me. And a lot of times when I was sharing the meeting, right, if I tell you, I'm going to share about one female basically that I'm caught up with, ripping and running and doing this and that. It was five. It was five females that I was caught up with. I'm just telling you, anytime I talk about one, I can't do one of nothing. So everybody knew. The guys couldn't wait for me to get up and share because they was waiting to hear about my struggles with the sex. And every female I would sleep with was over 18, but under 21. I'm telling you, me. And then it got to the point, right? I said, I'm going to stop messing with them under 21. So then I got an age limit again. They was, I'm sorry, they was over 21, but they was under 25. I, it, when I was doing all that, one female I slept with was like 38, somewhere along that line. Another female I slept with was probably close to my age at the time. And that was somebody I grew up with, so I just hit that off because I was, with young females is my addiction. So, R. Kelly, I understood what R. Kelly was at as a guy who's addicted to sex. Understood. Never once knocked him. Never once beat him down. Because I knew that was an addiction for him. The only problem I would have had was make sure they over 18, buddy. Because some men like young poo-poo. Y'all don't like to hear stuff like that, but you got to understand some men like younger females. But my thing is, or immature females, immature. My thing is, try not to mess with them under 18, because that's where the trouble come in at. So I understood where he was at, and I knew he was raped or molested and all that type of stuff. I knew. Because the pain he felt as a child or young boy from what was done to him, he was pushing it back on other people. I already knew. I already knew what was up. I already knew. I sponsored a lot of men that when they started getting high, even though they was married, they would sleep with men. I was going to say, is it bisexual? And guess what? I never knocked them. I never knocked them. Because this is what people do, right, when they hurt. So it's not for me to knock you. It's for me to see how I can better help you find peace within yourself and love within yourself. Because right now, when you sleeping outside of your realm, being having a wife, and you already cheating, but you running to men. And be honest with y'all, during this time, what was that? Um, Somebody wrote a book, and it was about men being married but sleeping with men on the side. So I'm trying to think of the name of that book. But now, mind you, I sponsor people, so I have to take you back to where it all began. I know a lot of guys that say like they clean, they ain't using, they married, but the moment they relapse, they go back to the old behaviors and they seek out men. So who am I to judge you? Now it surprised me because I'm like, but yeah, they would act out on that desire. Which y'all know it ain't nothing but a demon, right? Stuff like that. Y'all know that's all it is. Dag it. I've been on here for an hour. And see now, I want I don't want it to be too long because I want it left up right. That's why I don't want to do real long ones. Because when I do real long ones, I delete them. Because I know ain't nobody gonna watch no whole one like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all what I do sometimes when I'm in the house, and I might have a video for about an hour or so, 2 hours too. I'll let it play while I'm in here doing other things, maybe playing on my board, my box, and I'm listening to myself, right? And I'll bust out laughing and stuff. I'm like, Steve, you crazy, because I'm listening to myself now. But it's like recovery for me. So I'll listen and I'll laugh at my own self. I laugh at my own self a lot of times because I'm so open. And I feel like for me, I don't have nothing to hide. Or whatever went on in my life. And when I talk, it's not for me, it's to help that person out there. I may not know who you is, but I just want to say this again. When I was on my live yesterday and I deleted that, right? And I looked, I don't know if it was written in Arabic or anything like that, but I noticed somebody had put something there, basically because they was listening to me. So I don't know if it was somebody from Baltimore City or the United States, but I know from what I seen, my thing is it was somebody maybe over there in Iraq or something over that way because I know my stuff is live, and it made me feel good to see it. Because when I come on, I just want to make this clear to a lot of y'all. Strengthen the community is my business. That's my LLC. A new Boo Be More City. A new Be More City. Rebuilding our city. That's my mission. So right now, because the next step is to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses in the inner city and make them affordable, basically for people who cannot afford the $200,000 to $300,000 houses. So we got to make them affordable for the low to income people. You're not going to profit much off of these. So if you're the type of person that wants to just help Baltimore City get turned around, I'm here. I already know that's not our politicians' mission, and I already know that's not the police mission. So why should I keep being bothered with them? Why? Because they talking a good game. Don't talk, do it. And then I realized, guess what? You heard what I said. My business is right. Strengthen the community. A new Be More City. I need money to help us turn our city around. So that's why I do what I do. So people, that one day, like Bill Gates, see what I'm doing. I'm talking about our billionaires that had money out the yang yang. I'm going to send Steve Copeland this $10 million to rebuild back in Baltimore City. Come on, Bill. Kevin Plank, Ed Hale. Come on. Chuck Padarakis, is you looking? Because you know what I told you. I called you. I told you I need your help. Your father spent a lot of money down in the harbor. A lot of people don't know that a lot of them buildings down there belongs to the Patarakis. I do, because I worked for them. So his father did a lot of building up in the harbor. Y'all don't know. Mid Atlantic Bakery. They have God dang it, I gotta send that boy over there too. Mid-Atlantic Bakery works with a lot of ex-offenders. They got that type of program in there. So I called Chuck one day. I said, look, I got some guys that I need to but most importantly, this my thing with him, right? Your dad did a lot of work down there in the harbor. So what I need you to do is come and help me with some of that money, and let's do a lot of work in the inner, because I got it iterated right. Inner, inner city, the poor communities, the ghetto, the this and that. Come on, put some money in here, buddy. So one day I text him, right, and he said he'll get back with me when he come from vacation, right. I said yes. At least he know what I want to do. Okay. So now, be honest. I text him again. Now he didn't respond, and that's okay, cause he already know who I am and what the mission is. So once I see we lined up in this way, the way I'm looking at it, I'll hit him again. And I'm gonna go to Kevin Plank too. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna go to Kevin Plank. It was told to me to go to his brother, cause his brother do a lot of work, in the inner city. I'm gonna go to Ed Hill. I remember you from trucking days. First Mariner Bank. If I'm not mistaken, he's worth over maybe 600 million. That's all I need you to do. Can you put 1 million, at least to help us get started, into the business so we can start rehabbing houses for inner city people? It's already lined up. And I can tell you right now, ain't a damn politician in Baltimore City gonna help. You know why? They can't. They can't. Cause see, I'm doing the work. That's what y'all miss. I'm doing the footwork. They can create bills to help you with certain things. Or say like in their circle, they dealing with millionaires, billionaires, and all this type of stuff. Oh, Mr. Copeland is, trying to get on the track or doing this. And I don't mean to use the word trying because it's gonna happen. I do not want Baltimore City politicians or whoever like that to dictate how I should do what I do to help Baltimore City. You cannot put what is called like stipulations. Don't put it on me. I'm not going to jump through a lot of the red tape stuff. Don't put it on me. I need y'all to help me help our people. So don't tell me if you giving me vouchers, right? And this person got a felony and he can't get a place. Don't tell me that because they need a place to start all over again. So they set stuff up, right, where it's more harder for you to get the help you need, then make it easier for you. So when I come, we're gonna, like that red tape, all that type of stuff. Throw that stuff out the window with me. You can do that with everybody else. I'm going to mention names, right? With their organization, you can dictate all you want. I don't. If you're gonna help me financially, help me to help them, but don't tell me you only can work with this group of people, that group of people. I'm not selling our people out. That's what y'all miss. So not being smart, and I'ma say it now. When it's groups like Ceasefire, Hug Don't Shoot, Safe Streets, and to be truthful with you, why do we still have over 300 homicides per year? When these people get paid millions to do the work in the community. Why? Why it haven't slowed down some? That's why I really don't mess with none of them. And it's not to knock them. It's not to knock them. They doing, y'all know I love y'all, right? That's why I don't come and try to actually be a part of what you do, because I know how that's designed. It's designed to look good. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Why do we have a gun spider, right? This man get about $5 million a year for the gun spider, contract wise. But you can't track the person down. Oh, it showed it was shot right here and how far away. Getting money out the yang yang. But we still got over 300 homicides. And check this out, y'all. If you think I'm lying, go ask. It's all about the gun, right? Guns are not the only thing that's killing our people. You know, people getting stabbed to death and all this type of stuff. But because we having an issue with the gun violence, they don't put that in. So what you looking at is 300 homicides by gun. But they not talking about the other murders that go with that. Y'all didn't know that? Now, how do you know all this, Steve? I put in the footwork. I do the work because I gotta understand my fight. You know what I mean? Do y'all hear them talking about the fentanyl deaths anymore like they used to in the beginning? The opioid and the fentanyl death. Have y'all ever heard about safe consumption sites where people can go and use? And if their drugs is laced with fentanyl, it's a staff there to bring them back. Now, what they was going to do was have them in hospitals, right? Now, check this out. I'm on Pennsylvania North. Who's going to run from Pennsylvania North over to John Hopkins or any hospital to shoot their drugs? And if it's laced with fentanyl, bring them back. So y'all know what I told my director? 1515. We need to get some authorities like the doctors, staff like that in 1515. Because now we got the people on Pennsylvania Avenue that's buying drugs that's laced with fentanyl. So now, I don't like it. Don't get it wrong. I don't promote using, but I had to realize they was talking about saving lives. It's about saving lives, right? So I told my director when us was fighting to get this bill passed, right? Use 1515 at a safe consumption site for the people that's right there where they can go and use. And I'm talking to people now to let them know what we planning on doing with safe consumption sites, the purpose of them. Do y'all know how many users was for it? Because they don't want to die. They want to get high. They was like, where? Y'all don't even know. right? It's a group of young men, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna say young kids. Let me go back, because this was years and years ago. They came up with this way of detecting fentanyl in people drugs, right? They shared about them a little bit, and then it was gone. So it's people out there that's fighting to against a lot of stuff. A lot of times y'all got to understand this with me. I'm a reporter. I report the news. I love the way I do it, but I know y'all don't like it. When I gather information, the whole goal is to educate us. So I'm quite sure they still doing it, but I haven't read nothing up about them in a while. So I'm quite sure they still doing it though. I still, to me, because of Pennsylvania and North and all of that, where everybody ran it looking like zombies and stuff, then I don't know how many times, right, it might happen. But then you have like somebody that OD'd from the fentanyl, and you see the people down there trying to, help them, with the Narcan and all that to get them out, to bring them up. Police sitting right there in the car. I got Narcan. I was taught how to use Narcan. I got one or two in my green truck. I think I got about one or two in this truck. So whenever I'm out, if I see something, I can help somebody. So I'm gonna do this once again. 300 homicides. Safe streets. How have you reduced a lot of this? Mainly the gun violence, right? How have you reduced a lot of this? Safe streets, to be more movement now. Erica, how have you reduced a lot of this? Because we still got over 300 homicides. Hug, don't shoot. How y'all reducing a lot of this, right? Y'all get good money. Most of your community organizations, nonprofits, you in the community, you supposed to build up in whatever community you in with your organization. You could have an organization like in the 1200 block, and you could have one in the 14, I was going to say 1300 block, and they don't even know they're there. Why is that? God forbid if they getting grant money, they ain't gonna tell you where to get the grant money from, because they feel like you gonna take from them. I get this a lot too. I'm doing nonprofit work. I'm doing nonprofit work without the 501c3. I do it, but they do it because they want the money. I do it because it's in my heart. Box ring, mattresses, pillowcases. The company that I go to is the same company that services hotels, hospitals, and institutions with the bed spreads and all that, giving me pallets and pallets and pallets of stuff to get back to the city. But I'm a crud ball. I'm a piece of trash. Went and picked up food because these people couldn't get rid of it rather than throwing it away. I will go get it every day. Stop at Fulton in Pennsylvania. Go down to Pennsylvania, Cumberland. from Pennsylvania, Cumberland. I would go down to like Sandtown. Then after everything is said and done, I got some bags to bring over to the east side. And just a few blocks from my house, everybody waiting for me. I would give the rest out. But I'm considered as the most hated man in Baltimore City. I'm a crook. I'm a scammer. I'm this. I'm that. Okay. It's okay. Nobody support me in what I do. Everybody hate me because of the way I come. And hey. I'm just not an ass kisser. Let me make that real clear with you. All right. I'm not selling out people. I can make real good money. Right now, I got to go buy a tire for my truck. Nobody donated that. I got to come out my pocket because that's what that truck was given to me 4 years ago by Hellman Builders. Somebody else tried to steal it. We went through all that because they wanted to claim it, but it was given to me, not them. So y'all start believing more in their stuff. I already know what it is. We don't even hang out no more because I done ran across so many crutball people. And when I find out I tell y'all, if you robbing and stealing from our poor people to fatten up your pocket, please don't let me see it. Because I'm not trying to go to jail. Next thing I know, I'm sitting over Central Booking, right? Charged with, I don't know. I can't even think of the names, right? And wonder how the heck I got here, because that's not how I do stuff. I just like the fact, right, that when I put stuff out, right, it's like I cannot get y'all to help me help them. I can't. And I'm only doing what God called me to do. I try to explain myself to y'all. I am not your ordinary Christian man. I am not trying to go around and do stuff like that in the Lord said. Hallelujah. No. To me, that's fake and phony. No. No. And I'm not worried about Matthew's story, Mark's story, Luke's story, John's story, because to me, they did their job. They did their job, what God called them to do. Moses, Isaiah, Isaac, Jeremiah. You want me to go on? They did their job. They wrote these things down to help y'all understand how God used them for his purpose. Their story ain't no different than mine. Do y'all understand that? And the Lord, hallelujah, hallelujah. The Lord said what? Hallelujah. Well, I thought it said according to Matthew. So the Lord said what? And that's not being smart. It said according to Matthew, according to Mark, according to John. Yes, they was spiritually inspired, just like me. Just like me. So I have a job to do. Y'all hate me because I'm doing what I was called to do. And then when you see me, hey Steve, how you been, buddy? So I try to be nice. Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm talking to my church members now. So I'm gonna say this right. When I make the decision to come and sit back into the Church of Redeemed, I'm gonna sit in a special area for myself. Please don't come and say a freaking word, because y'all know what I do. The only person I trust, I need to hear my pastor. And it's not my pastor. I need to hear how God speak through him to talk to me. I do not want to get on the usher board. I do not want to get on nobody's board. I don't want to usher. I don't want to get in the men's choir. I don't want none of that. I just want my spirit fed. Because I don't need y'all in that sense. Y'all show me. I want to sit in the church. Come on, God, what is you trying to tell me? I need to be fed. I need to be fed spiritually. I feel real beat down now. And that's on the physical part, right? I need to be fed. Thank you, Yvette. It's like I hunger for God's love. Spiritually, I need to be fed. Because to me, right, I'm simple now. I'm simple. And I try to keep it simple. Because number one, I know I'm not a very intelligent dude. So I'm not trying to go all over there. So I got to deal with stuff in layman terms or layman form. I got to keep it simple. And if you make it complicated, I will shut you out. Because it's not that complicated. You got me? So I got to keep it simple. And this is what I told Melvin before I got off the phone with Melvin. Melvin got a whole team. And these are our, um, like the mental health group, right? A whole, whole, whole team. I told Melvin I don't want to talk to none of them no more. Because you're not going to come in and it's simple. But y'all been taught a certain curriculum with your PhD, with your MBCIA, and I'm being smart. Don't take it personal, I'm being smart. I don't want to talk to y'all no more. Because you're going to take it all around, and I see it. I don't want it. So I said, Melvin, I don't want to talk to none of them no more. I said, I'd rather talk with you than you relate whatever back to them. I'm tired of it. I don't want to go to no town hall meetings no more. Because I'm listening to all these intellectual freaking people. And it's simple. Either you do or you don't. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to make excuses. Well, this law here, this law there. Now I understand that now. Now I understand that. And you want to break certain sections down with me, don't do that to me. Either you do or you don't. It's just as simple. Can you do it? Well, see, we got to go through this. We got to, like, knock that building down. No, I ain't mean that one. I'm trying to think of hurdles, right? I don't want your hurdles. Either we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. And I'm sick and tired of being around all these people that's all they do is this. Okay, let me step in. You know why? Because I'm coming with my personal experience of what will work. I don't need you to talk against it. The police has taught me a good lesson the other day. They taught me a good lesson. Made me think they're a damn bunch of robots. And what I realized, they programmed and they couldn't get away from it. And I'm steady trying to, you know, That's all you gotta do. All this stuff we went through, all of this stuff we went through, and the woman told them, Mr. Copeland don't want you in this program no more. Who's so hard about that? Who's so hard about it? Y'all done sent me down to the court. Wait a minute, I'm trying to think of I'm gonna give her a get off because my daughter just called me and that clicked everything off. But now please don't get it wrong, right? I'm not going to step away from the work that I do for our people. Don't get that wrong. But I'm not going by like using our politicians to get stuff done or using the police force to get stuff done. Because y'all clearly showed me that y'all are not actually for the people in the hood. And it's not personal. So when y'all see me, don't take it personal. It's just in my mind, in my head, y'all a bunch of phony, fake ass people. Okay? And I'm not trying to be smart. Don't take it wrong. You cannot come to me and say certain things to me, and I don't see it in the community as far as it's growing or being effective. You can create all the bills you want. It takes time for that stuff to take place. And 9 times out of 10, you are out of position when it begin to. So somebody else going to come in and they're going to do it again. If you think I'm lying, if they catch somebody with an illegal handgun, they supposed to automatically get 5 years. Why is y'all letting them back out? Because y'all know that bill was passed back in the, I'm going to say 80s. Because the guy that went to shoot me, he got 5 years automatically for the gun. So why is Ivan Bates creating another bill for a bill that already exists? 5 years automatic. And everybody cheering around him like he's doing something great. Now check this out too. They just passed the bill some years ago. If you found with an illegal handgun, you get 1 year automatically. Why are they letting people back out on the streets that they got an illegal handgun off? Y'all don't know that, do you? And this is people that we put in position. So when I seen that and he trying to get people to support the bill, I think it's been passed. But it's already been passed. So because of people like Ivan Bates, that's my boy. He helped me understand a lot. Why would you go? Why? And act like you're doing something new. And the reason why I'm backing up, right? He's a good man. He been there for me. I would text him and, need help with a mother or father about an issue. And, I know he would get it done. But he's in the big league now. You you created a bill that was already passed back in the 80s. And I'm at the meeting, right? I'm standing outside talking to the guys. And I'm telling them about the bill. They like, what happened to the one that was already there? It's because we know some of them served time just for having it. If they didn't get charged with the crime itself, they served time for the gun. What are you recreating? And when I seen that, I'm like, dang, I can't even fuck with you no more. I'm not selling out people. Y'all got me mixed up. And that's why I said I'm gonna stop talking about certain things. I am. I am. I was told to jump on the bandwagon with them. Steve, they don't care about the inner city people. Why should you? Don't tell me that. Steve, they don't give a boop about the poor people. They don't care. But see, now mind you, I've been knowing that. I've been knew that. Why you think the rates are like they is now? We got all the same everything that's on that spy plane, right? To help reduce what's going on in Baltimore City. We got all of that here. Why they not using the technology that we already have to slow it down? Now Ross business wasn't connected with the um the sell you out club, the sell you out club. His goal is coming in to help reduce this. So he's not connected. So it's not personal. And I told Ross when before I even seen it, I said, Ross, you gonna cause a lot of people to lose their jobs. I knew it. And then when I seen it and see how good it worked, Brandon Scott and them started talking against it. This man's profession. How can you tell somebody this is his perfection? He got a business, precision surveillance. So he know he good at what he do. He did work for the army and all that type of stuff. Went overseas to, scope out landmines where our people can go back over there and they knew how to duck around certain landmines. All of that. This is this man's stuff. The ACLU spoke against it too. I said, oh, y'all just want our people to die. You know what that plane could have done? Safe streets, ceasefire, hugs don't shoot, the police department. It would have made their jobs a lot more easier. They didn't want it. This plane, and I'm trying to watch it now, right? Because I want to do a 32-mile radius around Baltimore, but I don't know. Somebody was saying something about we wasn't under, like the Baltimore city as a whole wasn't like a 32-mile thing. So now, mind you, this plane. Now I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right, just because of what the purpose. Cover a 32-mile range, and it would cover parts of the county too. Not real deep, but it would cover Baltimore City as a whole. What I like about it, because it's taking shots every second, so you're not missing anything. It was just to go in and pull that data up. That was one plane. A lot of y'all didn't know he had up two. He was getting ready to do a third plane to make sure everything was covered. Now, what was a little bit off too that they talked about? Nighttime. So he had to put night vision on the plane, well, the cameras, right? So that they can record for at night. So he was in the process of doing that too. Brandon Scott, you let it go. At this time, you were the president of the safety committee for Baltimore City. Mayor Pugh was the one that told Archie to fight for that plane. Brandon Scott wanted to get accolades for that plane as well. So that's why he spoke against it, because Mayor Pugh. Now, once everything was beginning to get established, Mayor Pugh backed up off of Archie. See, y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know this. She was for the plane, she got it here, but she backed out of it, you know. And when Archie would call her to talk about certain things, it's like she turned against Archie. And to be honest with y'all, he was sharing all this. I was going after Mayor Pugh to tell her, why would you do that? It's all about our city, y'all. And not just the city, it's about our people. Now, I'm down City Hall. I watched Brandon Scott and their team jump in Ross's egg. A lot of our council's members wasn't supposed to have been there, but they started knocking it, and they started knocking everybody that was supporting it. Certain people got up, they made their point, they got up out their chair, and they went to walk by me, and I said, oh, where's you going? Because, see, they got their point across, which was ugly. Someone was saying, oh, I got to go to work. No, sit your ass back down. I didn't say ass, but I'm just saying. I told them sit back down. Because, see, they spoke their part, and then they left. They never heard from the people. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Where you going? I'm talking to our council members. I'm like, no, 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 no. Where you going? And one of them told me, oh, I'm going to work. I got to go to work. They was able to get a negative point across, right? But when I got up, I blasted. Now, you got to keep it, with y'all say professional, right? Somebody told me, I'm surprised they ain't lock you up. I said, they better not have touched me. I blasted. I don't want to fight no more. You got me? I feel like throughout the years, right, fighting hard for Baltimore City. I come from that. I ain't selling y'all out for nothing. I could be a millionaire, probably right now. I could be a billionaire, probably. I refuse to sell y'all out. I was asked to run on the Democratic ticket. I said no. And I had to be honest with me. No, the money might look good. Can't do it. And another thing, I was scared because I know I'm going to fight for y'all. And because I might not be that sucker like everybody else, my biggest fear too, that I would have, now I don't fist fight you. I would have broke out. We would have started fighting, real simple. Because I'm not going to turn y'all. I'm not going to go against y'all. The goal is fighting for y'all. So when I heard Rita Church mother was like that, I was like, thank you, God, that she would break out into a fight because her heart was for her people. And I told Rita Church, I haven't met Rita Church mother, but I met Rita. And to me, your mother's like a hero to me because she didn't sell out the people from what I was told by Dr. Humphrey. What I gotta do? I'm trying to think what I gotta do today because when I get off here, I'm gonna go grab me something to eat and lay my butt back down. I'm trying to think what I might have to do right now. Because when I really don't have nothing to do, I'll just sit still. But it's a lot, y'all. I don't want to focus on all that. I'm just like reminiscing. So bear with me. And I just want to say this right. And I'm going to just let you know, please be real. Please be real. Please be real. Please be real. My next move with the people that I'm getting ready to meet with is talking about building back up. From what I understand, and I'm not going to go too deep, so I asked the person, don't even tell me what it is. Don't tell me the next step. Don't tell me. I said, let's walk in it. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want us to do it. And from what I understand, it's done. Now, what I'm saying with a lot of y'all, because if it's what I'm looking at, we're going to start that next process. I would love for people who hearts and minds is really into helping our people, but my trust factor is gone. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all. There's too many of y'all I've tried to get with so we can rebuild, we can do this, we can do that. My faith right now is gone. I'm talking about in man, not God. But this is what I'm getting ready to say. If you really want to help our inner city people, if you really want to work on building, I'm going to say, that Black Wall Street up in Baltimore City again, be honest with you, I need you. I need y'all to help me continue doing what I do. But I'm not for your junk, okay? I'm not for it. I am not, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm telling you personally, me. My judgment of people is way to freak off. Now let me show y'all where I'm at. I told people that if you spot that demon before I do, let me know. Because I'm giving y'all the benefit of the doubt. And when you get too close to me, you make me think something is wrong with my spiritual relationship with God. This is not physical. I know for me, I trust too much and I love too hard. I know that. So I've been telling people because I don't trust my own judgment. You get me? I don't trust it. And I hate to say it. If you see, if you see evil, if you see that demon right there, because I can't see it now. If you see that demon, tell me. If you gotta smack me in my head, tell me. Because I want you to back. I'm tired. I'm tired. So now I gotta tell people. I gotta put my faith and trust in people to watch out for me. More on that spiritual level, you know what I mean? No, you don't. And I'm telling people, don't, no more, no more. Don't talk to me about what this is, that is. Let's do it. Because I'm tired. Y'all think that makes me feel good? Because I trust you. I trust you in the spirit. And I can't figure out now why I keep letting you so close. Only to find out you're a rotten, no good son of a sea biscuit. And it ain't got nothing to do with God. This journey is spiritual. It's not physical. So I'm giving certain people, right, permission. If you see that demon, if you spot it before I do, just say, Steve, it's not a good one for me to back up. Okay. I'm tired. And this journey is spiritual, so understand why I'm tired. I'm so freaking tired of people lying. So some of you that's sitting in the background that I was part of everything y'all was doing, please don't come my way. Please don't. I already know you. That's why y'all stopped dealing with me. I already knew y'all crooked stuff. I knew it. But I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But that's not what God told me to do. And that's why I'm not selling his people out. And I know who need his help. I know who Jesus came for. I know who Martin Luther King was representing with the civil rights movements and stuff like that. And anybody that was part of the civil rights movement and stuff during that time or whatever, I'm not counting you out. Please, 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 please. I'm not counting you out. I love the work y'all did. And it's for me to move on with it. So I'm just saying, I keep saying Martin Luther King, but I don't want to discredit the people that fought hard for for our civil rights, for our equal rights, for our constitutional rights. I started reading into the amendments and all of that. Because when I fight, y'all, I gotta understand where I'm at. I mean, because I come with ammunition, you know? And be honest with y'all, I'm just at a point, I don't want to talk to nobody no more. If you gonna do it, let's do it. Don't come to me trying to sound good and seeing what you can take from it, and don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm asking you now, please don't do it. Because right now I'm gonna surround myself with a bunch of people, basically to protect my spirit. Yvette told me last night, she said, Steve, she said, you see past people evil. Because basically you see the good in them. And I said, thanks, Yvette, because I already know. I see the good in you. I see your purpose. But it's deceit with it. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. She said, and that's how I knew. That's why I end up asking myself, right? When that demon get too close to me, I'll be like, God dang it, how you get in? Ugh. How you get this close? And that's personal. That's spiritual. And I'm tired now, right? Because she was making it clear to me. And I already know. Don't get it wrong. I already know, right? I already know. Our war is not against flesh and blood. It's spiritual, Steve. I already know. That's why I said a lot of y'all can't. It's like you don't comprehend what I'm saying. But I realize if you're not spiritually connected, you're not going to get it. You're not. So that goes back to what a lot of people say, right? You got to make your circle smaller. Deal with like-minded people. My thing is, I have too much faith and trust in y'all, believing that you gonna do what you say you're gonna do, because I can only take your word. I can only take your word. But when I see you not doing it, it's like, God dang it. And it's not personal. I'm just letting you know now. If you robbing and you stealing from our less fortunate people, our homeless people, stuff like that, stay away from me. Please stay away. You have all the good intentions in the world, and I understand. Now, I can't understand this. If you really spiritually connected and you robbing and you stealing and to fatten up your pocket, and you tell me that you have a spiritual connection with God, I can't see how you do it. I can't. Because you know what? When I go against whatever God called me to do, here go the shame, here go the guilt, here go the embarrassment, because I disappointed him, not man. I disappointed God. So whenever I'm starting to feel like the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment and stuff like that, that's like a guilty conscience for me. That's God's way of telling me that you doing it, or you doing it selfishly, right? If you understand. So for me, when I disobey God, that's where the shame and the guilt come from. And I recognize I'm off the path, right? So I don't want to disappoint God. So as long as I keep on the path that God got me on, I got peace in my life. I don't feel those quibbles in my spirit. My conscience, remember how you say the conscience eating you up? As long as I'm doing what God called me to do, my conscience don't eat me up. But my conscience only eat me up when I become selfish and go against it. And then I got to look at myself like, whoa, wait a minute, Steve, was something not right? Because I understanding his word. And I'm trying to make it real simple for y'all. Understanding his word, like a lot of us wants to quote the word, understanding his word. And I'm not talking about Matthews. I'm not talking about Mark. I'm not talking about Luke. I'm not talking about John. I'm not talking about Moses. I'm not talking about David. I'm not talking about them. But understanding his purpose for me and the connection that I have whenever I go against the information that I understand. Nope, let me back that up because I got to do this one. When my sponsor told me, and he's a pastor, he said, Steve, what is sin? And I started naming them. He said, no. He said, sin is disobedience towards God. So to help me better understand, right, from what I understand scripture-wise or brown there, right, whenever I really don't walk into what God told me to do, that's when I begin to feel the shame and the guilt because I'm not, it's letting me know that's a sign or indication to let me know I'm not on a path the way God's saying. So I done wing to the side a little bit. So the goal with that is to come back, to get the peace back in my life. So me sharing tears, it has nothing to do with depression. It has nothing to do with trying to think how y'all want to label stuff, bipolar or anything like that. No, 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 no. It's my love and my compassion for Jesus Christ. You missed it, didn't you? It's my love. and my compassion for Jesus Christ. Imitating Christ's humility. See, that's y'all problem. You so focused on everything everybody else, David, Mark, Luke, John, Matthew. I had to get to know Jesus for myself. I had to separate what Matthew said, what Mark said, what Luke said. And even when you read stories, letters in the book, that's their story. But we steady saying, and the Lord said, and I'm like, the Lord did not say that. Matthew said it. Mark said it. Luke said it. So don't get mad at me, right? Because I'm seeing who wrote what. But my thing is, one day I was like, well, what like scripture did Jesus actually write? Flew over your head, didn't it? What scripture did Jesus actually write? And I looked it up, and it said none. And if you read it in there, it will give you a brief introduction to who wrote this. And I think I'm gonna delete this because this is 2 hours, and I didn't want it to be this long. Christopher, you mentioned the name Yahweh, right? And it says God is known by many names, but it's only one name that holds the power of life and death. It's only one name because this name is above every other name or every name, and that is the name of Jesus. You say Yahweh. Do you know in the scripture that's why they address the God as Yahweh? And they speaking in a certain language, so it went from Yahweh to Jehovah. Do your work, bro. Do your work. And I haven't spoke like that in a while. But it was the point of them speaking in tongues. And they were speaking in their native tongues. Okay? Come on, God. They were speaking in their native tongue. Everybody didn't speak English, okay? And you know they spoke Arabic. It was different, I'm gonna say different cultures that, you know. But anyway, they were speaking in their native tongue. And it went from, I'm gonna say like Yahweh, and they started speaking in the tongue, and they began to call him Jehovah. I don't know scripture. Man ain't tell me that or teach me that. It was the Holy Spirit. And I'm quite sure y'all that read and understand scripture know what I'm talking about. Now, this is where, just say, because I have to use certain things in examples, right? Now, I got to look at myself. I speak English, right? And say like at one point, because I'm just looking at what I read, right? Looking at basically what I gathered. Oh, come on, because it's right there. It's right there. Because when I said they started speaking in their native tongue, it was like the Spirit came upon them. So those who knew him as Yahweh, which was fine, those who began to, and this is their native tongue, it went from certain cultures or group of people calling them like Yahweh in their native tongue, it went into Jehovah for that particular race of people. I'm just saying, same people, but you know. So I'm trying to see, because this is where different names started becoming in. I mean, started coming in. And I'm talking about in Old Testament, right? So I'm here, but I'm trying to listen to this. Because I haven't spoke about that in a long time. I have not spoke about that. To help us understand the different tongues. And when I say tongues, I'm talking language. Because everybody back then, they was born from, you know when they do the 12 tribes of Israel, stuff like that, right? But God, it's like they started speaking to God in their own particular language and praising him. So it went from using the word Yahweh or saying the name Yahweh to Jehovah. And not only Jehovah, because a lot of y'all that study certain particular religion, right, you call them a certain name, which is fine. Nothing is wrong with that. And y'all are able to communicate with him in that language. That was all it was. So I know y'all know that study certain religion understand the transformation. Now, mind you, I don't I don't worry about like the continent, the ground stuff. I don't. That's too much goddamn information to put here. But I admire people that can do that. The Ten Commandments. Do y'all know why God did away with the Ten Commandments? And y'all know it was more than Ten Commandments, right? Because God began to realize that the people, according to the flesh, and I'm putting this here, could not live perfectly according to the Ten Commandments. And they kept breaking them. They kept breaking them, right? And I'm walking you up to Noah. When God chose, Noah built the ark. God did not get rid of all mankind. But Noah, and I know y'all know his lineage that will take us back to Adam and Eve. God only destroyed his generation of people that he set to the side to begin the new generation, right? Of, I want to say humanity, but I ain't talked like this in a long time. So to be truthful with you, God had destroyed. Now I'm gonna say the world, right? He only got rid of his people that was disobedient towards his commandments. So now, the new generation from God's people started with Noah and his family. It was for us to do a better job this time. Did y'all know that? And it was people out there that eyewitnessed the flood. That's why they was able to write about it. But God destroyed his generation of people. And it began new with Noah and his family. And God said he will never do that again. He will never, from what they got in scripture, right? He will never do that again. So now we got Noah and his family to begin the new generation of God's people. Don't you ever tell me I don't know nothing about Bible. I don't even hear a lot of y'all talk about that stuff no more. As far as, I don't know if you teach behind the scene, right? But I only hear it. I only hear y'all talking about the great commandment that Jesus gave us when he left. He came back, he said, okay, this is what I need y'all to do. I'm going to leave one behind, which is called the Comforter. That's the Holy Spirit. I don't hear y'all talk about that. I don't hear y'all talk about that. But I hear y'all condemning more people. So don't get, when I come, and I only do this for the people that call themselves being a follower or lover in Christ. So when I say stuff, I'm coming for you because, and I'm talking about the lovers of Christ, not nobody else. Everybody do not go through Jesus Christ to build a relationship with the Father. He said, great is he that's in me than in this world. Then Jesus tell you when you see when you look at him, you actually looking at the Father. He tells us that. Well, at least that's what they said. Whoever wrote it. Let me watch it. Because I don't want y'all to think I'm contradicting stuff, but I had to back up off it. Now, as a follower and a lover of Jesus Christ, that's how I connect with the Father. But if you're a Muslim or Jehovah's Witness and you don't go through Christ, that's okay too. Because now I understand it's not just one way to get to the Father. But because I read the Bible, that's what I have to believe in that way. But because you might be a Muslim or Hindu or whatever, but if you have a very good understanding of God, we know it's just one, and that's how he worked with you. That's how he dealt with you. Who am I to, I mean, because now mind you, I didn't understand a lot of this early on. I had to get out that box. And it was people like Curl and Showell that came in our church, right? She said, God can say no at one time in all different languages. I speak in English, so I understand the English language. So if you Chinese or you African, now you might not speak in English, but I know you love Jesus Christ, right? And you talk about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? Because you understand it in your native tongue. And be honest with y'all, I never thought about that because I dealt with God just in English. I didn't look the same like a Chinese person. Some of them believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, I don't know what their statute like, as far as what they believe in towards that. But some of them moved away from from their particular teaching to understand that God deals with us in all different types of languages and cultures. And because when I went to the Church of Redeemed and I looked around, we had African people in there, we had white people in there, we had Chinese people came in, and I'm like, "Rrr." So Jesus is more like universal when it comes to all that believe in him. It's not one specific race. And this is stuff I had to understand. Some of y'all so blocked in certain ways that this is the only way he deals with people. He only speak English, not forgetting it's a lot of people out there that don't speak English, but they got a relationship with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So why would I sit here and tell you specifically? And I'll go to the book, the Bible itself, because that's what I read and I studied. And it tells me, but you might be somewhere else studying other stuff. Do that means you're not reading the right information? No. No. When I heard Carlos, right, the Muslim guy, he broke the Bible down, teaching. And I'm like, wait a minute, this dude is a Muslim. But he was breaking it down. I'm like, oh my God. And what it taught me that, because he was, look, I'm telling you, I watched him and it just reminded me of my pastor breaking the Bible down. So plain, so simple. I'm like, oh my God. But the way he was talking, everybody in the room can understand. It wasn't that he was just speaking in their native tongue, but everybody in the room could understand. Because he knew it was multiple, you know. So he kept it simple. And I couldn't, I'm like, oh my God, this boy, ugh, gave me a different perspective of him. Farrakhan gave me a different perspective of Farrakhan. Because he always called what the white people the red eye devils, stuff like that. But now when I was listening to him early on, I'm like, oh, he cussed too much. He do this, he do that. He real. And a lot of us gotta understand if God is his word, right? Even when you use foul language, God is his word. It's just how you use it. That's even God's. But see, y'all want to call it the demon, satanic, because the person curse. And sometimes it don't feel right though, because it's not. Let me say, I don't want to say it's not of God. I got more water in here because my throat, I hear my throat again. I did not mean to really go all here, but I knew somebody need to hear, right? And I love what Yvette said because she basically let me know it's like I will look past the evil in you to look for the good. And it's just the way she worded to help me understand that's what I do. because I was like, and I had to be honest with her about it, right? It was one time, and don't get me wrong, I rebuke demons. I rebuke them. And there's times where if I see it, I will be like, who are you? Why you're here? And this is what I was telling Yvette too. The way we see it, it's not what you say, like a monster. If you ever watch one of the movies where it's like a person standing there and it's a person beside them, and you know that person is evil. Listen to the words I'm saying. They evil. They for deception. I could see them coming around you. You don't see it. Sometimes they will put their hands on your shoulders, so they're attached to you. Now, mind you, I've been seeing this throughout my life. You might not know it, but I might spot it and I will talk to it. But I don't have to speak like this, right? But I can speak to it. Now, and it got you because it's attached to you. It's not in you, it's attached to you, like the shadow. And I was telling Yvette, I said, I used to could see it. I said, it done got to the point where I don't spot it like I used to. And she said, Steve, because you look past the evil in people because you're looking for the good. I said, oh my God. I said, okay. It's like I know you full of crap, but I trust that you're gonna do the right things, right? I was like, oh my God. So I'm thinking I don't see or I don't look at the warning signs until you have gotten close enough to me. And then by now, I see you for who you are. And I'll come and I put you out on the couch conversation. Because now I spot you for who you is. And I'm disappointed now. And I want the world to know. Watch out for that person. Watch out for this person. Watch out for that person. So people told me stop calling names. So it wasn't that I wasn't saying it. It was like I was looking past your bull jump to find what was good in you, to find the best in you. And then it's like I got disappointed because now I discovered you for who you are. So now I got to do the process of moving myself away from you spiritually, emotionally, mentally. So that's why when you hear me say they great people, well, why is you saying that? Because they have great intentions. But then when I see that sneaky stuff, that's what pissed me off. Because it's like to me, how did I let you that close? And it's not to worry about that. That's why I said I don't trust. Oh God, I hope she didn't call my other phone. That's why I said I don't trust my judgment. Don't get it wrong, but like I say that because it's like I'm letting too much. All right, I'm gonna end this because people calling my phone and it's clicking. It takes me off, and I got to do everything to get back in. But I love y'all, and I'm going to delete this. And Some of the stuff I said, please understand, it's not personal. I'm just going to stop allowing too many people to get close to me. I'm not. So for me, it's like, for now on, it's like I want that mediator, because I'm not going to keep talking to you and keep repeating myself over and over and over and over again, because it drives me crazy, because I'm telling you stuff and it's like you're not getting it. But I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm doing. But if you throwing other stuff in, I can't do that, because if certain people that I'm dealing with and I know their issues, I don't mean for you to go into this scientific mode of whatever. I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't need you. If I tell you what they need, please do what I ask you to do. If you can't do it, just say you can't, because that's where the confusion come in with me. I need people that's serious about doing stuff. I don't need you justifying behaviors. I don't need you rationalizing behaviors. So when it comes to our people, and mostly my clients, if I tell you this is what they need, I don't need you to dissect it because of the way you was taught. If you cannot help them to me without making excuses, then don't do it. Don't do it. Because I'm sick and tired of when I tell somebody something, man. And it's not to override what you're doing. If I come to you and say I need this done and that done, just do it. Just do it. Because I'm looking at the best interests of the people. So if you can't do it, just say you can't. Don't sit back and play around with it and then let me see that you really can't do it, because that's what will make me angry and flare up. That's all. That's why I told Melvin, I said, I'm not going to deal with nobody else. I'm not coming on Zoom meetings. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. The thing is, if I bring something to your attention that the clients need done, do it. So this bull junk with Dre and them, man, that mess got me so freaking like confused. And it's not confused, but it's like I'm talking and people is not, you not hearing me. But I can hear you and what you saying, but it's like they not hearing me. And then the only thing I can come up with, they not connected, Steve, to you spiritually. So I said I'm gonna stop doing that to me. I gotta protect me. Either we gonna do it or we not. Don't give me all this other junk. If it's something you can't do, just say it. Don't waste my time. I hope y'all understand that. I don't need you. It's the people that I work with that need y'all more than anybody else. I really don't need you. If you got a business and you want to be a part of what I'm doing, my goal is for us to make money out of what we do. I see the money coming then. That's not a problem. But if you want to be a part of what I'm doing and you got some sneaky stuff, some cruddy stuff with you, don't do it, because I'll begin to feel it after a while. And it's like something ain't right here with that. So my thing is, if your journey is not spiritual and it's not really for helping the low to moderate income people, I'd rather for you to be honest. Because if not, I'm going to spot that thing. Just be honest. And then when I do, it's like, dang, I'm disappointed because I let you back in. And, or I'll go here. How the heck did you get past me? And now I'm talking to a demon now, right? I'm like, how you get this close? And I want to stop doing that. That's why I ask people to watch my back. But I'm talking about on a spiritual note, because I don't want to call myself naive, but it's like the stuff that I used to see. I'm thinking I don't see it no more. But after talking with Yvette, Yvette said, "No, Steve, you see past that. So it's more like I see the evilness coming from you, but I look for your good, the good in you. And that's what I'm getting disappointed about. And she said it so plain and simple. No, it's not that you don't see it. It's just that in your eyes now, you give people the benefit of the doubt. And then when you find out, and I don't want to call y'all demons, but it's deception. And when I spot your deception, that's what makes me mad because I'm not trying to live like that. So I love y'all, and I'm gonna get off here so I can call these people back that's been trying to hit me up. But I'm gonna delete this. And thanks for coming on.